Record. There we go. All right, you guys. How are you guys doing? Oh, we got somebody else coming in too. All right. So I'm not even sure. Yeah, I am. I know where I'm starting. I'm starting with you, Sheila. Because I've been seeing your face in my head. Actually, I want to put my glasses on for a minute. I've been seeing your face in my head since this morning. When did you text me? Last night?
Yesterday afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, but all morning I've been seeing your face. So let's do this. Yeah, it's really loud around you right now. Okay, both feet flat on the ground. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Okay. I'll tell you this much, your people are extremely excited around you right now. You're definitely got some things brewing. So when I'm going to keep my eyes closed for just a minute, because when we did that connecting exercise, they showed me a whole bunch of stuff. So I saw, let me just start with who I'm talking to. I think there's two people that kind of step forward. One goes above you, a mother figure that goes above you. So I'm thinking that this is grandmother or great grandmother, but I think it's grandmother. She didn't like it when I said great grandmother. And then I have the father figure with you, but I see father figure, and then I don't know if there's possibly even two. Like, I don't know if your dad's on the other side and your husband's dad's on the other side, but I kind of have like two father figures stepping forward around you. Do you understand that?
Both of our dads are still here, but our grandfathers are all on the other side.
So they're definitely stepping. This is interesting because they didn't know each other in life, right? Remember I said that there's a lot of energy around you and that they're all really excited about something right now? So you have all of these people stepping forward to help you with whatever you're doing right now. Because like I said, it feels like you've got something brewing, like in the pot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm asking them to validate now, and they roll their eyes at me and go, again? Like, how many times do we have to do this? I get that reaction sometimes when I've asked them to do the same things over and over. So in order to validate who they are, keep in mind they don't give me their name, address, and phone number. They give me the details that will help you differentiate who they are. Do you still have one living grandparent right now?
No.
Because they separate themselves. Two people come forward holding hands. That's my symbol that they were together or married in the physical world. And the other two are standing side by side, but not so much holding hands. So I'm not sure why that is.
Oh, my mom's parents, they're the ones who always come through, especially my grandma. She's like the first one that you always feel. And they were married for years and years. You always say they're like this together.
Like this. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's parents, my grandma passed away before I was born, and then my grandpa remarried a few years later.
That's why. Oh, that just gave me goosebumps, because that's how they're showing it to me, right? Like, I have one couple that's still married and the other couple comes forward together but not holding hands. So that's like they're not married. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they were married until she died, and then he was a widower and eventually remarried again.
I think your grandmother's just giving respect to the other wife that came in, because I can feel love for her. I can feel gratitude for that lady in your grandfather's life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This grandmother that died before you were born. This is interesting because this is the one that's really coming forward today. She's talking about being really excited about watching what's going on in your life. She's been watching over you for a long time. Pull this down. She's talking about something that you are writing or something you have been writing to manifest, and that they are all working on doing the actual manifestation part of this. But I don't know what you're creating, because now they're putting puzzle pieces together. They're like, it's all going to fall into place. What are you building?
Well, it could be something very simple that I just wrote on a piece of paper earlier today, because I'm leading up to having maybe a difficult conversation this afternoon. And so I write what I want to say on a piece of
There we
paper,
go.
and I got a couple hours ago. So that
That's
could be what it is.
fascinating. That's exactly what she's talking about. Because see, I'm not in your life, so I don't know what she's talking about when she's saying she wrote it down and we're helping her manifest it. So
Okay.
when you explained it that way, I saw, remember how I said that they will show things from my experiences, my vocabulary, or my library, so to speak?
Yeah.
When you said it that way, there was a conversation that I had many years ago with my stepfather where I confronted him about abuse. And when I had gone to have that conversation with him, I didn't want it to be a big deal, right? I just wanted to let him know that I remembered and that I was watching him, and he better not touch any of my nieces or nephews or I'll kill him, kind of thing, right? But I prayed to God all the way because I had to drive from where I was to where he was. And I prayed all the way that it wouldn't be a scene, that it would just be easy, that the spirit would line it up, that God would help me so that I didn't have a big blow up in front of my family. It was like Thanksgiving or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I got there, he was literally outside putting his dog in the car. So I didn't even have to go into the house where the family was. Nobody even had to know I was there. I was able to sneak out and have like a few quick words with him and then drive away. And I felt better and nobody else was affected by it. So if they're
Mm-hmm.
showing me this right now, after you tell me you're about to have a difficult conversation and they're showing me the writing down, what they're trying to tell you is that something similar. They can't control what's going to happen in the outcome of that conversation, but what they can do is line it up so that it is the perfect situation, the perfect, what is the word, environment to have it in. Does that make sense?
It does, because yeah, I mean, it's not anything that's about my family. I've just learned something that could really impact another family, and I feel like I need to tell them. So I was awake all night thinking, do I go to their house? But then I only want to talk to the mom. I don't want to talk to, the other family members. And
See?
so and so I was awake all last night, and then it just occurred to me that I just need to phone the mom. I don't need to go to the house. I just need to phone her when I know that she's not busy and have that conversation on the phone. So
They're
that's
going
I
to line it up. So what they're saying by that is, and because they showed me that scenario, is that they will meet you halfway. So they will kind of like, how do I explain this? So the dead communicate with telepathy, and they sound like a thought that interrupts the rest of your thought. So when you're
Mhm.
up all night thinking, how do I do this? How do I do this? And then all of a sudden that thought comes to you that, oh, it's the phone. You're given that information. And so what they're
Mhm.
saying is that they will inspire you to phone her at exactly the right moment, at exactly the right time, so that it nurtures the environment that you're looking for. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah.
That
And
is,
that's what I felt like that to me. Like I actually thought, oh, my grandparents had just given me this idea.
that is so crazy because that's literally exactly what they're saying the whole time. Like I've been telling you that I woke up this morning with your face in my head, like going round and round and round. And it was the father figures especially because they come forward very protective around you for this subject. And they show me pride because the way that your grandmother just showed it to me is kind of like if somebody has spinach in their teeth and nobody will tell them and they have an important event to go to or something like that and they're going to be up there smiling with this big black tooth. Somebody's
Yeah.
got to tell them. Nobody wants to be the one to go, hey, guess what? But somebody's got to tell them.
Yeah.
And then they are giving you money. This is why I thought you were manifesting something in your life or putting puzzle pieces together because there's money. Okay. I don't think you're going into this looking for money. And I don't think that you're going into this understanding that it opens up a doorway in your world that takes you to another entire different reality. Do you understand
Mhm.
that?
Yeah. We just sold our property in Canmore, and on Monday, the deal was final and the money's in the bank.
That's
So
why
that
they're
just,
showing you the money.
yeah.
That's so funny.
And used your advice previously, like you said, just ask for, ask for the right buyer, ask for the right situation. And then it just all kind of fell together.
It lines up. This is my symbol for that. Lines up.
Yeah.
Isn't that magical? I got goosebumps as you're talking about it, just so you know. Because here's the thing, you're a bit of an empath like me. You've just not practiced it very much. So what you're doing right now is you're practicing your free will and you're creating in this universe. Most of us walk around creating our realities unaware that we're creating our realities. We're unconscious of it. We just react, right? You are actually in a purposeful creator now. And that is why I feel like it's opening a door for you, because as you learn to create that and you take away all the stress, she says, we finished it like that. Have you done this before and it was long and drawn out and stressful or something like this? Because she's like, we did this before and it was not like this. This time was easy.
Well, yeah, we've been talking about it for over a year, and the buyer was kind of a good friend of ours, and then the market changed and we realized that what we had kind of agreed with a handshake is not really fair anymore because the market changed. And so that was really stressful, especially on my husband. It was very stressful. And we used your advice to just go with it and do what's right for our family. And it all just worked out, and it's the same buyer and everybody's happy. And so
I love that. I so love that. Is your husband's birthday or something coming up? Because when you said husband, they handed him a rose, which is my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year.
It was last Tuesday. 2 weeks ago. It was May 4th. Yeah.
That's why. So remember I said the father figure around him that's stepping forward as well, but they do this, which is why I thought it was possibly his dad. That's again my symbol for very close. So he must have been very close with his grandfather. He's like, tell him to make sure he knows I'm involved in all this too.
He was involved in the earlier conversation when you told us to just, make the decision right for your family. Jeff's grandpa was,
I love that. I love how things turn out when we make the choice and decision based on love for ourselves and our family and not based on fear. Because when we make that choice based on love, it usually makes your heart beat because you can't see more than 2 feet in front of your face, and it's the leap of faith, right? But it is literally the leap of faith that triggers the magic. They're so proud of you. Please know that. And then as they're pulling their energy back, it's your grandmother is the last one here. I think it's funny because your grandfathers keep trying to come forward and keep trying to offer all this protection and love and stuff. And she's like, yeah, get out of here. I'm the last one here. She's so proud of you. She's like, because listen, this experience that you had with the house, this now fundamentally changes the way you go about making decisions from this point forward. She's so excited to be a part of what's coming up. And she's very proud of you for what you're doing. I feel like you're bringing, when you say you're going to have a difficult conversation, I feel like you're going to tell somebody about somebody else's behavior. Or you're bringing something to their attention that they don't know about, a family member or something like that. And I feel like what you're doing is you are facilitating healing. Because here's the thing, you ever heard that saying, hurt people hurt people? I've said it before. Healed people heal people. So whoever that is that's hurting and hurting people right now, when you come in and you add light to that subject, light, truth, exposure, then you provide them the environment to begin to heal, because we can't change what we don't acknowledge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the more tapped into and tuned into your inner being and to your guidance that you get, the more called upon you will be to be in positions to facilitate that healing. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like this is just the beginning for you. There's going to be more situations like this coming up that God is going to use you for, because you're able to, you've tuned in now. You can hear those communications. So those are the people that he uses. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you're glowing, just so you know. You're absolutely glowing. Your aura is glowing. I think it might be that peace, like when you talk about the house and all of that, the peace that comes over that. It's like this residual magic that never leaves, right? It's like, oh my God, this is so cool. I did that. I did that. I did that. It's a conscious creator. That's what you are. That's exactly what they're saying. That I'm seeing the layers of the onion peel off, and that you have moved into a conscious creator level now.
That's what it feels like. Yeah. I mean, I constantly talk to them, and, you know, and my husband does it as well now. You know, he was looking for something yesterday, and he said, did you ask your angels? And I said, well, ask grandma and grandpa, and ask your mom. And then within like less than 5 minutes, we found what he'd been looking for a week.
Love that. I love that. This is why I tell people magic is my ordinary. So welcome to my world. When you start learning how to speak the language of spirit, you know they're not gone. And they are amazing helpers in our world. That's so awesome. All right, hon, I'm going to let them pull their energy back.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're
welcome. Was awesome. Thank you. Okay, so there is a new person on here who has somebody sitting here doing this on my shoulder the whole time. So Galaxy S9 Shelly. I'm guessing you're a new member, I think.
I am, yeah.
Hold on. Excuse me. These are very loud. So is your name Shelly, hon?
It is.
Okay. Are you ready to do this? Because your loved ones are very loud in my ear right now.
Yes.
All right. Let's do this. So I like to start with a connecting exercise. So
Okay.
if I can just get you to sit with both feet flat on the floor for a minute.
Okay.
And then what I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body, and then blow it directly towards me, and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Okay, so Shelly, there's a few things that are coming forward right away. So I'm going to just describe this, what I call the puzzle dump, real quick, because you're new here. I don't know if do you understand what I mean by the puzzle dump?
I had actually talked to you on one of your free calls like 2 years ago.
So you get that part.
Yes.
Okay, because there's this big wash of information coming over me. So let me just tell you everything that I'm picking up, and then we'll go back and figure out how that fits together, okay?
Okay.
There's somebody here that passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we think of as their time. They're kind of making my face all tingly. And when they do that, that's a sign that there was some type of disfiguration, or the body did not look the way that it did in life when we passed. They're the first one and the strongest one that is here. And the thing about somebody in that energy is until we validate who they are, then the rest of the energy around them kind of gets distorted, because grief or anxiety distorts the energy, kind of like water distorts sound. Do you know what I mean? So who is this person that passed suddenly, unexpectedly, or traumatically before we would think of as their time?
My dad.
He's got white lighters all around him, hun.
He did last time too.
Pardon?
He did last time too.
So that tells me that it was either very traumatic, or he takes responsibility for his passing, or it was suicide. I just know that I pick up this sudden, unexpected, traumatic, but I do get responsibility, not intention. Responsibility, not intention. You understand that?
Yes.
He's like, don't dwell on that, Tracy. Move on, move on. The other thing he does is he shows me a feather. Now, a lot of times when I see a feather, that's my symbol for connection to the native culture.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if that is what he means by this time. I'm not sure. Sometimes they will show me feathers as signs and symbols when they're trying to like let you know they're there. Have you
Yeah.
recently found a feather? Do you understand the feather?
No. No.
I'm still seeing I'm seeing more than one feather, to be honest with you. I'm seeing them like everywhere. And
Huh.
when I see that, then the lady steps forward and I go one above you. So I'm pretty sure this is grandma. She takes me to the head and I feel some confusion, which is my symbol for dementia, Alzheimer's, stroke, aneurysm, or some type of communication issue before we pass. Then she shows me distance or space. So that's an indication that either she lived a distance away from you before she passed or she's been gone for a long time.
Yeah, that's my great grandma. She had dementia, and I had moved out to Calgary, and she had passed away a few years later in Ottawa. Yeah.
She's like not sad to be on the other side, let me tell you, because she's doing the wiggle, which is my symbol for mobility issues. And she like takes me to the head again. She's like, I'm free of this and I can move. She's like literally doing cartwheels. Was she was she in a wheelchair or like just restricted severely before she passed away mobility wise?
She couldn't get out of the bed. She couldn't walk or anything.
She's not sad about this now. She's literally doing cartwheels on that side. Is this your dad's mom or grandma?
His grandma.
Because he's definitely with her. But they put the white blanket around a lady's shoulders. Is his mom still here, hun?
Nope, she passed away a few years ago.
That's why. Because the white blanket is my symbol for watching over somebody that has health or stress issues. So I think what she's saying, because your great grandma was just showing how glad she was to be on that side, and then she put the white blanket over the female that was here, saying that the last few years she watched over your grandma before she passed. Your grandmother, when she steps forward, though, I got to tell you, she shows me the body scan, which is my symbol for more than one issue in the body or pain throughout the body. And she makes me feel like she was stubborn. Like, I don't know if she had more than one issue that she kicked it and she beat it or something, or she had cancer twice or something like this. But she's making me feel like she put up a good fight. Do you understand that?
She had shingles for a while, and she had actually died for a few seconds and came back and got rid of it and survived that. So
That's what she's showing me. She's playing that song in my head by Christina Aguilera, Fighter. And
she
then,
definitely was, yes.
And then here's the thing, Shelly, they put that song on and they turned it up really loud and they said she needs to remember where she comes from. We are fighters. We've got, we can beat anything. We are doing this together. And then they're showing me the reading just before you with the synchronicity and the cooperative incidences with the real world experiences of our loved ones still here, not gone. Do you know what I mean by that? Because they're making me feel like they're trying to help you now with what's going on in your life now. And that if you can understand that there's no such thing as chance, random, or fluke in this world, and it's not an accident that you came after the person before you who was just describing how talking to her loved ones, they've showed up for her. Your loved ones are trying to show up for you. They keep showing me these darn feathers. Hold on. I feel like they're leading you to where you got to go. Like there's something that they are trying to help you. I don't want to say create. I'm seeing the layers being peeled off. They're showing me a bunch of different analogies here. Like you are shedding your old skin and moving into a new, the core of who you are. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Do you have a connection with the native culture?
No.
I didn't think so.
No.
I'm thinking this is literally, they're telling you to look down at your feet and pay attention to the synchronicities and the cooperative incidences all around you. When you look down and you see the dimes or the pennies or the change on the ground, when you see the feathers, those are your loved ones guiding you and letting you know that they're with you at that exact moment. your grandmother and your dad just took the blinders off. So I think what they're trying to say is that you've been feeling in the dark.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Sorry about my stupid phone going off.
It's okay.
That's why they're telling you to look down, because you're not even seeing. See, most people walk through their physical life and they see a feather and they're like, whatever, stupid bird, blah, blah, blah. They don't think anything of it, right? But if you can be mindful of what you're thinking at that time, it's kind of like the lady before you. Remember how she said that she was writing down what she wanted and then her loved ones would show up and help her with it?
Yeah.
That's what they want you to do. So write down and be conscious of what you want, and then watch for them to speak back to you, because they don't have a physical body to speak to you with English. They have to use the signs and symbols all around you. And they push, push, push. They showed me that they pushed you to come here. Almost like you didn't think that you had enough money for a full reading, so this will do, and now we'll get 6 months out of it. And you know that was designed by them that way because they want to help you learn their new language. And your dad especially, he's like, I am not gone, sweetie. I am not gone. I'm still here, and I want you to hear me. Then he gives you a car, and I feel relief. Do you need a new car? What is that about?
I don't actually have a car. I lost a car last year in the flood.
So your dad wants to help you get a new car, but you're so focused and you're so aware that you don't have one that the universe is like, nope, she doesn't have a car. Don't give her a car. She doesn't have a car. So you gotta write down, thank you for the car, Daddy. I know you're sending it to me. It's gonna be this color and this make and this model, and I can't wait. And yay, write it down and then watch when you're outside and you are like seeing feathers over by a store. Go into that store. You might meet somebody who's got a car for sale.
Okay.
They literally will guide you right there. I promise you that you are not alone. And I think that's why they have you here for a membership instead of a personal reading, even though I think maybe that's what you wanted. But it's because they want to give you extended guidance so that you never feel out of contact with them again.
Okay.
Your dad also gave you a rose as well, my symbol for birthday, anniversary, or something that happens once a year. And I'm seeing a child. Do you have a child, hun?
I do.
Is it their birthday or anniversary that just passed or is coming up?
In June, my son.
Yeah, so just like less than a month away. So he's validating the birthday and he said, plan it, just plan it. And I'm like, plan what? And he said, the party. I feel like what he's trying to say is do not make, remember what I said to the lady before, that she's learning not to make decisions based on fear? A lot of people shut down the birthday parties and the get-togethers and the family celebrations and stuff over the last year and a half. And it's having a dramatic impact on people's energy. And it is far more dangerous for people's psyche than it is to catch I don't even want to say that because I'll get my freaking thing banned. You know what I mean? But the reality of the separation is far more impactful on our psyches and our soul than the danger is the other way. So they're saying, plan the party, plan people to come over, plan the happiness, let them come over, they can make their own choices. Is this your son?
Yeah.
He's like, here's the thing. I don't know what this means. 2 + 1, 2 + 1, 2 + 1. Do you have 2 kids?
No, 1. Well, I consider my dog my kid, if that counts.
Okay, here's the thing though. There's another child that's either, I feel like it's possibly coming into your world. But here's the thing. Almost like a stepchild or something, because I'm seeing them coming into your side. I'm not sure what that means. Are you still in a relationship with your son's dad?
Yeah, and he does I have a stepson that's older.
There we go. I can feel that child too. And your dad, that's why your dad is saying 2 + 1, because he knows that you consider the dog as your baby, plus your son, and then plus the one to the side that felt like a stepchild. He's validating these types of things because it's his way to let you know that he does know where you are. He is with you at this exact moment, at this exact time. Because I've never, I mean, if I talked to you 2 years ago, I wouldn't know who you are. It's just a black screen on my computer. You're going to get through this. You're just dumping out the lemonade, or I mean, the piss to okay, you've never heard that analogy before, have you? I started saying this. He's like, the what now, Tracy? Ugh. Okay. So you're at this point in life that I have an analogy for this. I call it the pissy lemonade.
Okay.
Because if you think of your life as a cup and you understand that if you're alive, your cup is always full, right? But what is it full of? Those old energies that you don't want and that stress you out and all of that kind of stuff that's being peeled away right now. Let's, for the sake of this analogy, call that piss. Okay. And say that you don't want that anymore. And you're saying to God and your loved ones on the other side, I don't want this piss no more. I don't like this. I want lemonade in my cup. And let's say lemonade is representative of everything you do want. Okay. So what God says to you is, oh, I'd love to do that for you, Shelly, but you've got no room in your cup. It's full of piss. You got to dump out the piss so I can give you the lemonade. But we get so attached to our piss because it's all we've known, right? That we go, I can't dump it out. I can't get rid of all of that. I love these people. I love this stuff. And even though I know it's not good for me, I want it anyway. And I just want the lemonade on top of it. So we get in this bargaining mode. So then we say to God, fine, I'll dump out half of it. So now we're sitting there with half a cup of piss and we're like, see, I got a whole half a cup room for lemonade. Can I have lemonade now? And God's like, yeah, sure, I'll give you lemonade. But now you just got pissy lemonade because it mixes in. The analogy with this is that do not be afraid to let go of that which does not serve you anymore, because it leaves room, it makes room for everything which you want. We can only hold so much in our consciousness, in our attention, in our life at one time. And if your consciousness and your attention is all on what is stressing you out and what is causing pain and frustration, then that's all you're going to have in your cup. If you want the better stuff, you have to focus on that. And remember that your loved ones on the other side are helping you. That's why they aligned you with on after the lady before you, because she kind of proves that she's been a member a little bit longer. We've been doing this a little bit longer. You know what I mean? And so that's why they're giving you the feathers everywhere, because it's literally guidance to what you want. Your dad said tattoo. Do you have the tattoo for him?
I got a tattoo at 18 and I made him come with me because I was scared.
He's like, do it again, do it again. Are you thinking about getting another one? Because I'm hearing do it, do it, do it, do it, do it.
I am, because we just had to put our dog down. He had some mental disabilities and I wanted to get a tattoo of him.
This is why your dad's bringing this forward, because as soon as you mentioned your dog, I can feel the anxiety or grief around his passing. Remember I said there was somebody coming through with disfiguration? It's your dog. And so by your dad bringing up the tattoo, it's his way to let you know he was there for you with the last one. He'll be there with you for this one as well.
Okay.
And he has your dog, just so you know. But I'm seeing him shake the collar. Do you still have the collar or the?
I do.
Because he's like, I feel like it's going in like a shadow box or a picture frame or something like this.
Yeah, I actually, we are getting his paw print and I kept his collar to put in a shadow box.
See, I would not know that. Your dad knows that. He is absolutely with you right now.
I'm glad.
Honey, chin up, get excited, because this is actually a really wonderful position to be in. When you're feeling like you're a little bit sad and down in the dumps a bit, that's a wonderful position to be in, because it's an opportunity. Because when your loved ones show up and they help pull you out of that, and you know it was them that guided you out of that, there is no feeling in the world like that. It takes away that feeling and that thought of death or of separation. And it really infuses in our hearts that there is no such thing as separation, that they are still here with us, experiencing life with us, just in a different way.
It's funny that you say that, because the last time that I talked to you, you had mentioned, my dad said, you've seen a lot of butterflies and stuff. And after, I think it was 2 days after we put the dog down, we were camping and a beautiful orange butterfly went by the trailer and only I seen it. So
Yeah, see, synchronicity and cooperative incidences. Aw, he loves you so much. Your dad is funny because he's like, we will talk again. That's why you're here for the membership, because he wants to continue this conversation.
So do I.
And that's why they're giving you so many feathers, because they want you to know it's not just the butterflies, it's coins, it's feathers, it's anything nature acting unnaturally. It's synchronicity and cooperative incidences. It's all of that. So by the end of these 6 months, you're going to know how to speak spirit.
Well, that's good.
All right, hon, I'm going to let him pull it back. So I hope that was helpful.
Thank you, Tracy.
You're welcome.
Tracy, did you not get Rose's number this morning that I texted you?
Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did. Hold on. Where's my phone? I'm sorry, Rose. You're right. Hold on. And it's been a bit since I talked to her. And I think everybody else up here I read like within the last couple of weeks. So yes, I'm going to call her right now. Thank you for reminding me, Timmy.
No problem.
I forget the phone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm spoiled with this. Hi, Rose. It's Tracy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good, thank you.
I'm so glad my sister reminded me that I was supposed to call you, because she sent me the message this morning, and I got up here and I see all these people. I start talking to their loved ones and I totally forgot.
It's all good. I was trying to figure out how to get on Zoom to even watch. I couldn't do it.
Oh no. Just maybe ask one of those kids to help you, hey?
Yeah, that's gonna be definitely what's gonna have to be done. I couldn't figure it out. I was actually watching a little YouTube thing explaining it.
Aw. Well, we will make this work. Holy stuff. This is your daughter, I think, if I remember correctly, the young soul that's here right now. Okay, she's like having none of this. She's like, that's nice, shut up. She wants to talk to me. Let's go. Ha. Okay, let's do this, hon. Both feet flat on the floor for me. I want you to close your eyes, and then I want you to take a deep breath, picturing that deep breath starting at your big toe, slowly pulling it all the way up through your body. And then I want you to blow it straight towards me and give me a minute to focus. Interesting. Okay. So she's very sassy, I'll give you that. She's like, all right, I'm here and you know it's me, so don't ask me to tell you how I died again. We're not doing that, Tracy. She's very much, it's interesting because you weren't on the Zoom to follow the other readings that have been happening this morning, but she's in both places, so she heard them. And they've been about spirit communicating with us and learning their new language and learning how to follow their guidance. And she's kind of bragging that you and her have been in very good communication the last few weeks. She's making me feel like you have asked for some help and she has provided it, and you know it's her. And it's almost so magical and so easy that it makes you wonder if you're making this up.
A little bit, yeah.
You are not making this up. It's just that you are getting much better at understanding the language of spirit. She's very proud of that. She's like very excited. Why did she put you on a horse? Yep.
I don't know why she was putting me on a horse.
Put you on a horse. She's like, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. And I'm like, do what? And she's like, just do it.
Now I'd never go on a horse.
That makes it even more interesting, Rose. Because she's not changing this for me. So hold on a sec. She puts you on a horse. She's like, do it, do it, do it. I feel like we're planning a trip somewhere. There's something about a ranch or something about, I don't know what this is, coming up and going somewhere. Now she gives you the suitcase. So are you planning a trip somewhere? coming up?
We just went camping last weekend for the first time.
What?
And we're thinking of going camping just in town at our local campground.
Interesting. You know what's interesting? When you say that, you didn't see horses at the last one, did you?
No.
I didn't think so. I think that she's sending you horses. I don't know why.
I don't know why she would do that. I'm petrified of them.
That's why.
I went on a horse once and went right over its head into a ditch when I was a teenager.
That's interesting. So she's telling you to get back up on that horse. I love Spirit. Now this is like a challenge. I want to figure out what she's saying here. Hold on a sec. Because
No one
that
I know even does that.
does what?
No one that I know even rides horses.
That's okay. Because Spirit, when they're so exact about stuff like this and they are so specific that you might not know what this means at this exact moment. But when we get off this phone and you go camping, how much you want to bet you're going to see people walking by with horses? You ever see those people with horses riding through the city or through the campgrounds and stuff like that?
Well, I live in Carstairs, so sometimes you do see people on their horses on good days.
That's what I'm saying. There's something coming up to do with horses and with you. But the main message here is get back on that horse. Is if you are scared of being on horses and she's telling you to get on a horse, then that's symbolic because the spirit speaks symbolically, right? So she's telling you that you have to face something that you're afraid of facing, that you have to do things differently this time around than you did them before. She's telling you that you are ready to face something that you were afraid of before.
Could it be instead of riding a horse, I was concerned on driving a motorhome because I'd never done it before?
Yeah, get on that horse. When you said that, that's what I heard. Because yes and yes, I think that is the energy of what she's talking about. But she's also using horses because she's like expert level. That's exactly what this is. So she's laughing at me now. So once you start understanding the language of spirit, they don't give you the easy words anymore. They give you the more complex connections. And what she said in the very beginning was that you and her had started communicating so effortlessly that you almost thought you were crazy or that this couldn't be real. So she's like, oh yeah, it is. Wait till you see these horses, Mom. Wait till you see the horses that are coming up. Something about the horses. Watch for the freaking horses. Because it's very...
I couldn't even hold the reins with my hands. I couldn't do it.
I think you're ready to do it. And I don't know why. See, here's the thing. If you can pet a horse, if you can go near a horse when you're scared of them and you can overcome that line of thinking, because your fear is simply a thought you've thought many times, right?
Yeah.
That's
But
what it
my
is.
hands don't work.
Your what?
My hands don't work.
What do you mean?
I have a disorder that's destroying my insides, and I don't have strength in my hands. I only have one hand that's good, and it's starting to go. So I wouldn't be able to even hold reins on a horse.
It's not about you holding the reins. It's about you facing that fear and getting close to them again and feeling just the freeing feeling of not being afraid anymore. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like that's kind of why this motorhome situation is coming into your world right now. There's so many possibilities and opportunities that are coming up in your world, but you have to be able to let go of some of those fears in order to grasp the opportunities. Because what happens is that we base our choices and decisions in life based on our beliefs, right? So our beliefs are nothing more than a thought we have thought many, many times. So I had a friend once who was a photographer and was like wanting to take the most perfect shot. She was looking for, there was some contest for like a sunset shot or something. And for months, that's all she talked about was wanting this perfect picture. And then she was in my house one day and her cousin called and he said that he had gondola tickets and he wanted her to go on the gondola with him and she could get the perfect sunset picture. And she said, no, are you crazy? You know I'm afraid of heights. I can't do that. And she hung up the phone. And I'm like, are you freaking crazy, lady? Like, This is all I've heard for months. This is the perfect opportunity. And you're saying no? How do you even know you're afraid of heights? And she's like, well, you know, when I was 9 years old, we went up into the Calgary Tower. And when we got up and I looked out the window, I puked everywhere. It was so embarrassing. And I've carried that memory with me for the rest of my life. And now she bases all her choices and decisions based on that memory and that belief from so long ago. And it has prevented her from being able to welcome into her life all of these opportunities and blessings that the universe wants to give her. The universe is giving you, God is giving you a bunch of experiences right now, Rose, to stretch outside of your comfort zone, to get rid of that fear. Because what happens when we expose ourselves to our fear is we desensitize the fear, and then it doesn't have any power over us anymore. Does that make sense?
Yes, I'm wondering if she, I'm wondering if she's just talking basically about me because I'm concerned with going to certain places with the motorhome, not with having anything to do with an actual horse.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the metaphor behind the horse, right? It's the metaphor behind, like, get on the horse, like face your fear, right? But spirit always does things multifaceted. So I would bet my reputation on it that within the next couple of weeks, you're going to start seeing horses, or there's something very meaningful that is going to happen around a horse.
That will be interesting.
And you know what it is? It's just her way of letting you know that, Mom, you helped me face all my greatest fears my whole life. I'm helping you with yours. Aw, sit down. And then as far as the motorhome, she's like, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Just, you say you haven't done it before, but I feel like you did, and you got off the horse. Did you sit in the seat and were supposed to drive it, but didn't because you were too afraid?
In one, yes, I did.
See? The motorhome is your horse.
That would make sense to me. Because I did have a scare on the weekend when I was driving up to the campground because a big wind gust came.
Yep.
And it made it wobble. And I mean, I felt it right in my stomach. And then I slowed it down because I have a heavy foot. And then I was good. And then driving home, I was good. Even parking it when they told me, oh, you got to back into the stall. I was like, oh my. And I did it on my first try. And I'm like, oh, okay.
You got this.
And she's in there because I make memorial stickers. And I actually have her sticker. It's in the motorhome because she's not to travel with us.
That's why it's so important to her that you. That's why it's so important to her that you conquer this fear, because she's going places with you, and wherever you guys are going, she's with you. And she just needs you to know that you're not alone in this. So when you get up there and you feel that wobble next time, I want you to say to her, what was her name? I want you to say, Lisa, slow it down for me. Help Mama out right now. And then watch the magic. Like, literally tell her what you need. She is in the vibrational realm of synchronicity and cooperative incidences. So she can kind of manipulate the energies around you. But you have to give her the direction and tell her what you need. If when that wobble happens, you go, holy shit, I'm scared, then you get more things to be scared of. Do you know what I mean? She's saying, know that I'm real. I'm right here, that you're not making this up in your head, and that we're doing this together. And then she takes a deep breath and she's like, thank goodness, because we're not spending another year like last year. Last summer was just very constricted. I know for most people, not for me. I traveled anyway. I was like, screw you, government. I'm doing what I want to do.
Yeah, I'm just waiting to get the PC. And I'm going to take my time. I just want to go and get to my mom. Yep.
Well, know she's going with you, and know that you will conquer this, and watch for the horses. And the next time we talk, I can't wait to find out what that means, because I know it has a very significant meaning. And I know you say there's no way in hell you'll ever get on a horse again, but I'll be honest with you, I do see you on one, because I think what she's saying is, Mom, You're going to conquer your fears and you're going to get better. This nerve disorder thing that you're saying in your hands, I do feel this getting better. I don't know how, I don't know when, but I know that you can kind of control your direction in that, in the sense of, if you're very aware of how bad it is, then it just gets worse. If you are thinking about there must be a way to make it better, there must be a therapy, there must be a treatment, there must be something, and you're always looking for it, eventually you will find it. Do you know what I mean?
I've done treatment for over 20 years. It started in one arm and it's through my whole body now.
Oh, honey, I'm sorry. I very much resonate with that because I have fibromyalgia that is out of control, and I get like the same kind of nerve issues throughout my whole body.
My husband has that. Yes, I totally understand.
But I know I sound like a crazy person, and that's okay. I do see healing coming in for this. I'm seeing new therapies, new treatments, new things that are about to come in that we haven't seen before. And she's reminding you to just keep putting one foot forward and never say never. Never, don't put it into, never say never. Don't put it into your mind that it's never possible. Put it into your mind that it is possible. And because she's telling me it is. Goes down. Okay, so I don't know what that means. So hold on a second. She's talking about dad. She goes to the side and she's like teasing him about his hair. I'm not sure why. Does dad need a haircut or did he just get one?
Her real dad or her stepdad? My husband?
I think so. The guy that
He keeps saying every day, I need a haircut. I need a haircut.
that would
I need
be,
a haircut.
that's exactly who she's talking about then. Because she's validating, giving me some kind of validation that is happening in your real world right now that there's no way that I could know. That's her way of validating that she is with you and she does know what she's talking about when she's showing me horses and when she's showing me therapies and things like that. She's like, I know what I'm talking about. She's just excited that you guys are doing this, that this summer is going to be so much better than last. She's so proud of you for facing the things that you thought that you couldn't do before. And she needs you to know that she is on your bus, so to speak. So when it goes through a wobble, not just the bus, anything in life that you are going through a bit of a wobble for, just ask for her help and she will literally align you with the guidance on the way to get out of there. Do you smoke when you cough? She showed me this.
I do.
You probably can't see that, but you'll see it on when we do the Zoom thing. But as soon as you cough, she showed me my sign for quitting smoking.
Yeah, I need to quit smoking. I got the patch now. I have to quit smoking.
Oh, the patch is like evil, honey. That is not going to help you, I'll be honest with you. Because
I quit before with it, but I had to take it off because when I was doing my treatment, the two together didn't work. It set my blood pressure up. But I did so good for over a month.
Yeah, until you take it off. Because here's
my girlfriend's been off of hers now for 4 months.
Okay, but listen to me.
And she smokes way more than I do.
Have you ever heard of the book called The Easy Way to Quit Smoking by Alan Carr?
I've heard people talk about it.
So I was a 2-pack-a-day chain smoker a number of years ago. Actually, I quit on March 6th, 2018, while I was live, actually. Every time I had tried to quit before that, I literally felt like I was going to try to kill myself because I felt so deprived and in lack and just completely in pain, right? And so I swore I'd never try again. But then somebody gave me this book, and the book literally says, don't quit, and like, keep smoking while you read this book, smoke your face off, go for it. It just talks about smoking and changes the way that you think about it so that you can never think about it that way again. And you just never want another cigarette. So this is why I say the patch is bullshit, excuse my language, but the whole nicotine industry makes me very angry because nicotine is like a parasite that lives in your body, that when you smoke, it's like this parasite. If you think about if you go into the water and you get a parasite in your body, right? It will feed off of whatever is in there. And the only way it dies is if you starve it to death, right? Nicotine is very much like a parasite, and it will scream at you, feed me, because that's how it stays alive. If you deprive it of nicotine, it dies within 3 days, literally. When it's dead, then it cannot scream at you, feed me. So that craving goes away. You change your behavior. It still takes a little bit of conscious effort to change your behaviors and things like that. But that actually is the easy part, because you get so proud of yourself that you don't even crave it anymore. It literally dies after 3 days. But if you put some type of nicotine replacement in there, it never dies. You are just feeding it without the cigarette. But the second that you stop the patch, then that parasite comes alive and starts screaming at you again. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
The book explains it so much better than I could. And now it's not a all or nothing. There's exceptions to every rule. There's absolutely some people that have been able to quit smoking using the patch and stuff, but it takes them months.
Yeah.
And who wants
You
to
can't
be
have a cigarette when you're on the patch.
and who wants to be in that kind of discomfort for months? When I quit smoking, I'm telling you, that first week, I was so happy to see it gone. I never would want to go back. Who would want to stay in that state for months?
Yeah.
You
I
can
wish I
do
could
that.
be like my dad. He just threw his out the window and he quit.
Well, you can read the book. That's what I did. Literally. I didn't believe it when people told me that that could even be possible. Because like I said, I tried to kill myself a number of years ago when they took cigarettes away. But when you read this book and it changes the way that you understand the cigarettes and what they do to your body, you will just not want them anymore. And you will just be able to walk away like that. It's interesting because there's a number of people, I've been telling people about this book since the day it changed my life. And there's a few other members on here as well. I don't think here today, but I know Pat is one for sure, that have recently quit smoking with that book as well, that never thought that they could quit before. Your daughter's funny. She's like, just freaking read it, Mom. Oh, I love her so much. She's pulling her energy back, hon. I hope that was helpful.
Oh, watch for horses.
Watch for horses. And it's not an accident that when I do feel the humor, she's like, do you see the humor in that, Tracy? Watch for the horses. The horses are going to bring you a message. You realize my name, right? I'm laughing at her now. I'm like, yeah, that's funny. Oh, too funny. She's very excited to go with you. So keep talking to her and keep watching her show up in your world. And let me know what happens with that smoking thing.
Yeah. We definitely have to do something.
I think that's going to take some of your pain away too. I'm not sure exactly what that has to do with it, but she just made some of the pain go away too. So interesting.
Yeah, that would be
She literally just opened a door and she's like, when you do that, there's this whole other world that becomes available to you that you didn't even realize you were missing out on. Interesting. Well, I'm going to let her pull her energy back here, hun. And like I said, I can't wait to talk to you next month and figure out what the heck happened. And
okay, I'll wait for this to get posted and I'm going to write that down.
Perfect. I will post this one just in case anybody's listening. Last week's I didn't post just because I said some very sensitive things about a personal subject in my life that could get me in trouble if I posted it now. So I will post it later.
Okay.
Make sense?
Uh-huh.
Sometimes my stuff comes out of my mouth before my brain actually kicks in. I can't help it. What happens when you're a channel?
Just a quick question. Does she have any message for her son that she'd like me to pass on to him?
He must be teenager or so now, hey?
Yeah.
Because she spun him around and kicked him in the ass and she said, tough love, mama, tough love.
Yeah.
She's like, thank you for having enough love in your body to be able to do tough love. because sometimes you have to love somebody so much to be able to do tough love, because it's hard, right? To chance him being mad at you or things like that, you know what I mean? It's hard to have that tough love sometimes, but let me tell you something, kids crave it. Kids need that tough love, because those rules and those boundaries, they remind us that we are loved. And, you know, if we're not loved, then they don't care where we go or what we do.
Yeah.
She's telling you, don't feel guilty about that whatsoever. You're doing an amazing job. I see. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she spins him around, kicks him in the ass, and she's like, he'll be just fine. He's got you for a mama. Aw.
No, he doesn't have me. I'm here for him, but my daughter has him.
Interesting. Because she says it again. She's like, he's fine. Don't worry about it. She spins him around, kicks him in the ass, and she's like, he'll be fine because he's got you.
Yeah, that is actually very interesting.
Yeah, because when I said that to her, I'm like, well, he's living with the sister. So how does that make sense? And she's like, yeah, well, those two get along much better after they come to you. It's almost like you're the judge. You know what I mean? I see them both pleading their case to you and you kind of being that mediator.
Yeah.
That's why.
Very true. Very true.
So she said that please know how much she appreciates that. And she knows her son is stubborn because she giggles. Like, I got to tell you, she feels humor about this. That, yeah, he's a chip off the old block. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's just so grateful, like gratitude. She's so full of gratitude and in an atmosphere of gratefulness about you two being in his life. And I feel like he's not missing out on anything. This is just natural and normal. Most teenagers go through this. And the fact that he is going through this little rebellious, this side, he's not doing this out of grief. He's doing this out of just normal teenagerhood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a testament to how well you guys have done. Because if you guys hadn't been doing such a good job, then he would be immersed in grief and dysfunction. But he's not. He's just going through normal teenagerhood stuff, you know?
Yeah, for sure he is.
She's like, this too will pass, Mom. This too will pass. And then she showed me his big feet. So I don't know what that means. Did he just need to get new shoes or something?
That I'd have to check with my daughter.
Because she said his feet, like I'm literally seeing toes sticking out of shoes.
That's a great possibility.
See, this is one of those things where the dad will give you signs and symbols that you have to go clarify with your daughter so that you know that there's no way I could have known that the only way she knows that is because she's with you at this moment right now.
Okay. I'm going to check into that.
Awesome. All right, Rose, you have an amazing rest of your day, okay?
You too. Thank you very much, Tracy.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys, I know I've read for the rest of you guys here recently, and it's after 1, and I've got a huge busy schedule today, so I'm not going to read for you guys today, but I'm so glad you came to watch the messages, because this is like my favorite hour of the day. And reminder to everybody that we have the Zoom group this Thursday, and you can get the tickets on my website. So I will see you guys all here again on Saturday. Have a wonderful Stephanie, that's awesome. I read that. Did you see that? I was just getting off, but I saw the text. Eyes are getting better. Anyway, have a great rest of your week, you guys. I'll see you on Thursday and then again on Saturday. Bye.